now we're live with game number 2, which could already decide the fate of coLGoswser if he is able to win here. Bottom left of the map, we have in blue our Protoss player, former Slayers player. It is, of course, Genius. And, well, he has to be a genius if he wants to take this one. Top right starts his opponent, starting for Complexity Gaming. It is coLGoswser with a sneaky win on game number 1, Daybreak.
Yeah, sneaky indeed. Really cool strategy. From the beginning, that early drone pull seemed a little bit weird, and we were both wondering, like, is he going to do something weird with that drone? I don't think so, but
it looked a little bit odd. I mean, looking for proxies, and I'm like, well, yeah, if you scout there, you kind of look maybe for something, but who's going to proxy a Zerg? I'm like, that, well, maybe, yeah, but still, that's being overly safe. So I thought it was pretty awesome when he actually dropped that edge.
Yeah.
That was really...
It made me think of, like, some Slayers Yu-Gi-Oh stuff there.
Yeah. I could have even seen him just try to build the hatch at the natural, you know? Just try to block the Nexus, and I think he even had the timing to do it. But then he just decides to do it with the normal fashion. And now, look at that, normal timing here for the pool. No shenanigans this time on Grand Lagoon. He is prepared to play the straight up game.
Yep, no drone pull, only Overlord scouts. And just a little bit of a poke on that probe, making sure the probe doesn't get too annoying, and also so the probe's slightly damaged when he wants to take the hatchery at the natural.
I would definitely not surprised to see from Genius exactly the same build that he used against Nurture. It was really successful, he executed it well. Why change running system?
Exactly. This is a tough map for most other strategies as well.
So. Expansion goes now down, a little bit of course with the probe annoyance here, trying to delay it for as long as possible, but in the end the hatch is being built. And now at the bottom we have the Nexus, so 2-base play from Genius, exactly what you would expect. On a map like Grand Lagoon, we have seen it already. He prefers, or at least in the first game, preferred his Immortal style over the usual Phoenix play or Gateway, Stargate play that we see out of him.
Yeah, he's getting that pylon in the same position as well on top of the ramp. We may see this time the Robo on top of the ramp in the main base rather than at the wall at the natural. And the Overlord just overlooking that Nexus. Can't control it or wish it anything upon it, but it can just look at it and observe.
What was this comic that they had with the Overlord, like, the Overlord can't hurt you, you know, that Marine comic? I think it was in Reddit at some point, and all the Zerg units were torturing Marines and everything, and then one of the Marine turns to the other and says, at least the Overlord can't hurt you, and he just starts to spread creep.
Yeah. It's true.
It would be so fun if you could actually do that, like spread creep on top of a building and suddenly the building really gets dirty.
Well, in Heart of the Storm, actually, the building does get dirty when it gets creep on it. They changed that, so if you spread creep into someone's structures, they start to actually creep up.
Is it serious? I never saw that.
Yep.
I have to try that.
It looks really cool when you do it to Terran structures. They're really nasty.
Awesome. You can also see a couple of Marines then doing a really bad job, and then, okay guys, sorry, cleaning duty. Have to move in and clean all the buildings.
That would be so annoying. I'm not sure actually if they stay creeped after the creep proceeds. I think it goes away, but I'm not 100% sure.
New unit cleaning lady. Stargate changing things up here. Not what I expected.
Yeah, same.
Especially after he was so successful with his Immortal push, I really thought he would go for the same build again.
Yeah, I thought so too. A little bit shocked. And we'll see what he's got planned. He may try to go for hiding the Phoenixes. Or doing a Void Ray build even.
It's Genius style. Usually it's like when you're behind, go DTs. For Genius, this is not definitely true. For him, it's like when you're behind, go Stargate. And he is already behind in the series, not in this game. But, well, let's see how he's going to deal with his opponent. I feel, though, that this will... You know, I personally feel when I play against a Protoss player that when he goes for a Stargate, I'm not as afraid as I am of an Immortal push.
Yeah, same. Like, I don't play Zerg versus Protoss very often, but I feel like when I watch even this matchup, I'm like, oh, okay, Stargate, it's not going to kill anybody, but it may put them behind. And it's... The Void Ray Zealot build is one thing, but Phoenix play is just not that scary. It's like, okay, I got my spores up a little late, I lost a few drones, that's frustrating, but I'm not gonna die here. I just gotta figure out what to do next.
He of course doesn't know what's going on yet, coLGoswser. He has no idea about the Stargate because the Overlord just wasn't in sight. And it's actually also a little bit unlikely that the Overlord will be able to see it. If he moves in, those sentries will see it immediately and can take down the Overlord. I also don't really think that he's committing to it. But if the Phoenixes decide to move to the right, he will definitely spot them. The path that he's going to choose towards his opponent's base, that's going to be
It's important, you know. The watchtowers are definitely going to see it, though, if he goes straight across the map. And I think that's probably what he will do. But like you said, it's going to be a little bit delayed, his vision, as if the Overlord had seen it, it would have been much faster, much better for him. Roach Warren, Evolution Chamber timing allows him to get spores right away as soon as he sees us. Genius is waiting for the 4th Phoenix, and not only is he waiting for it like this, he's not rallying it. A lot of players would go with 3 and rally the 4th. He's actually just waiting for the 4th. Now the Overlord sees gateways, which doesn't tell him a whole lot.
Yeah, already moves back. And right now what we have for coLGoswser is actually a really strong economy. He has 65 harvesters on 3 bases. He's now going into a lot of Zerglings. Speed is just started, as is Lair. He has those... well, he has seen the Phoenixes now, but he doesn't start anything. No queens, no spore crawlers. He has extra queens at some of his base, but he's just rallying units across the map. There's still no spore crawler. He has the evolution chamber.
Yeah, now he starts one. It looks like he just wants to do the counterattack instead. I don't know how effective this is really going to be, though.
Yeah, especially with the late speed and no banelings. Does he really
with all these sentries?
He's not going to be able to run up this map. There is also a Zealot in the gap.
Yeah, this is not going to work.
Should work. Zealot is in hold position. Phoenixes are still doing damage, taking down a couple of queens, taking down a few drones.
Yeah, the Phoenixes are coming back now.
Hydra then.
Okay, well that makes a lot more sense.
That could change things up, but how is he going to use it?
As well.
Yeah, exactly. If you want to hit a timing with a Hydra then, which is what a few players try to do if they are forced into Hydra after Stargate, you will see sometimes a Nidus network. Could be something that we're going to see here. There are still 2 Overlords in the vicinity that could be used to get them into the base, but even if you just get them at the front, that helps you so much to break through the wall.
Yep, Roach Speed is coming out, +1 Carapace is as well. 7 Hydras, no Nidus just yet. He actually sees the 3rd Nexus coming down, and all these Zealots are out of position, but there is just one on hold position in the right spot.
12 Hydras, and of course also the Robotics Bay is being built. This is what you expect as a Protoss player, what you hope for, that your opponent is going into Hydras. You want to have that Colossus timing.
Yeah. And is he actually going to make the Nidus? So far it doesn't look like it, but he's not walking the Hydras across the map, so he's going to have to do one or the other.
Just the problem is if you walk the Hydras across the map, you have to win the fight. Because your Hydras will never be able to retreat. They are just not able to do that. They are too slow. They will be hunted down one by one. And he does not want to invest anything into a Nidus network. He just walks across the map with them. It's a pretty strong army that he has regardless. It's 85 army supply against 53. So that might do still enough.
Yeah. And now they've been seeing those Phoenixes are in danger. Good force fields, though.
Yeah, force field so far has been good. But this is a lot of DPS.
You might have to cancel this Nexus.
I think he has to.
He wants to try to save it, and he does not cancel. The cannon goes down. A ton of Roaches rally behind this. There's a Warp and a Stalkers.
But that's wishful thinking. I don't think that he can really do that. On the other hand, he has now the first Colossus. That's going to help him a lot.
Yeah, Roach is coming across here. The Hydra's actually helping out. Phoenix is actually going to pick them up.
A lot of those Phoenixes are picking up Hydra.
He's surrounded right though, and the Hydras are actually doing damage to the Colossus at the back even.
Colossus now already down to half HP, and the rest of the Roach that are just moving in and are now taking down the first few sentries. So 100 supply for Genius and 160 for coLGoswser, who moves in, chases down the Colossus, might even be able to kill it. It's gonna be close, and the Colossus with 18 hit points just barely able to survive. Yeah. But the next wave is already on their way.
14 more Roaches. I think if he waits for these Roaches and then attacks, he'll be in better shape than if he goes now. Does he have enough now? With these Phoenixes here and all these Stalkers with the Colossus for, as long as the Colossus Micro is good, well, not so much.
Colossus Micro is not good at all. He has the second one out though, and maybe with the second one he's able to do it. But
it walks right into a trap.
He doesn't really see what's going on, and now he might lose the next Colossus as well. Yeah, the Colossus with 4 hit points being chased down, and down it goes. And now the Roach forces are rushing in, I think. There it is, GG.
Genius is now down to the consolation match, and coLGoswser gets first place in the group, 2-0ing Genius.